Hello, everybody. This is Idyllic Oblivion here. I am a world record for The Lost Legends of Redwall, the Scout Anthology, and I just wanted to make a video kind of explaining how air hopping works in a bit more depth, I guess, because I feel like my first video just isn't satisfactory. I'll be completely honest. And you know, got my boy Scumsnow doing this with me. No, he's been pretty quiet ever since Pocket Skip dropped. I'll be completely honest, but yeah, no, let's get to it. Okay, so air hopping is kind of like a double jump in most games, except the difference. There's a pretty big difference between the height of both jumps. So for air hopping, you do one very tiny jump like that, just to move up a tiny bit, and then one normal size jump. And what you're trying to do essentially when you air hop is, just hit an area in this box. This box is kind of like the area. This area needs to be touching the ground for you to be able to jump. So if we're touching the ground, we just jump normally. But if the box is touching the ground still, we're up here. Our feet aren't actually touching the ground, but we can still jump. So essentially, when you air hop, if you kind of just spam spacebar without any order, I guess, you're just gonna hit a random you're just gonna hit a random area just somewhere in this box. If you do it too quickly, you're gonna hit it too low and you're not gonna go high enough. And if you hit it too late, you're just gonna miss it completely. So let's say you hit it when you're up here, you're just not gonna jump. So different skips will basically require you to hit the box in a different spot. So for things like, let's say just jumping the table in Winsome Wraith to get to Mila a bit quicker. You're just gonna need a very tiny jump. So you can just hit it super fast. You can just spam spacebar and you'll get it perfectly fine most of the time. But for something like barrels, you want to hit it kind of in the middle or like anywhere past that. But you want to go for the middle because you don't want to get too late and not get there. So basically, um, so that's for barrels, and I guess kind of for anything around that height. Little hills, of course, just like random objects. You can do a medium one for most of those. But for the new skip, I found Battle of Lily Grove, the out of bounds skip. You're gonna need something which is really, really high. So like you want something that's gonna be hitting just the very edge here, which is why you can't really get more consistency with the skip unless you're practicing your air hopping. So you just need to be hitting it on the end, and I can demonstrate that now. Okay, so basically I thought I'd just kind of show you how to do the skip as well, because, you know, that's probably important to actually practicing it. So we go over here, we jump on the hedge here, and we just drop down. Just like that. Pretty easy. And we're just gonna jump down here, go around this, and then so we arrive at this little house right here. So what you want to do is you want to line up right about here. You see where this crack in the wood ends? You kind of want to line up right with that. You can kind of get close to it, and then so you're just not bouncing off it. You can just do like a little jump to move it away from you. And then you can this is where you want to air hop, right? But as you can see, small air hop, not quite doing it. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to show you is that it's much easier to get a really high, nice air hop if you jump first and then try and essentially jump again before you hit the ground. Like that, I find it's a lot easier to time and hit like the very edge of the jump box, because first of all, I mean, it just kind of easier visually. And also just, if you miss it, you're not going to miss your air hop entirely. You're still going to keep descending into the box. So even if you miss it a little bit, you might still make it. You might not. But it's a lot more consistent, I find. So just like this. And we just make it up really easily. That was like 2 tries with that one, so, you know. And then just from here, you're just going to try and jump up here. And then just go around here, jump down here, and you're back in bounds, just like that. Okay, so I thought another good place to demonstrate this would be at the box skip in Catacombs, because it uses basically the same principle. We move the rat, we come over here, we grab the key, we jump up here, just like normal. But as you can see for, I guess the flower's getting in the way, but as you can see, it doesn't really work too well with a small air hop. You can't really get up there. So you want to do is you want to try and hit the edge of the box. 1 second. Okay, there we go. We want to try and hit the edge of the box. So if we go for a higher air hop, you can see we're getting closer. And it takes a couple tries because just high air hops are really hard to hit in the right spot. But you'll get over it a lot quicker than if you're just spamming spacebar. At least in my experience. So then you can just continue on with the rest of the level, just like that. And it kind of just works for the same for any skip like that. You know, you're going to get it quicker if you hit a high air hop. But you don't always need that. Sometimes it's better to just go for like a medium one. Or even a small one when it applies. But yeah. Well guys, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're interested in speedrunning the game, I will put a speedrun.com link to the page in the description. And also, if you're interested in joining the community, there is a Lost Legends of Redwall Discord, which is also just for anything Redwall if you're a fan of the series, which you can access by going to the More Redwall, just clicking on that in the game. You know, if you want to get in contact with me or the other runner, Speed of Sound, I will link his channel in the description as well. If you're interested in speedrunning, just contact us. I'd, love to introduce you to it. We're always looking for my people to run the game. So yeah, that's about it for me.